Have you ever overreacted and later ask yourself, why did I respond like that? Someone said something small, but it hit you deeply, and you feel angry, anxiety, or even you shut down. The truth is, it's not just the moment, it's a trigger. And today, I'm going to show you the emotional trigger you didn't even know you had, and how they have quietly controlling your emotion. Welcome to Thrive Recovery Academy. My name is Nurse Obi. If you are new here, please make sure to subscribe. I am a mental health and addiction advocate. Today we'll be talking about something really important. That emotional trigger, which you did not even know you had. So what are the emotional trigger? An emotional trigger is anything that activates a strong emotional reaction. Often they are actually rooted in past experiences. It could be childhood trauma, it could be PTSD, whatever it is. Not about present moment. It could be connected to a memory or even a trauma. You are not reacting to that thing now. You are not reacting now, but you are reacting to what now reminds you of. Why you don't recognize them. Number one reason why you don't recognize them is because they feel automatic. Number two reason why you don't recognize them is they happen so fast. Number three reason is the fact that you justify your reaction. You are always looking for reasons to justify your reaction. Your brain is always protecting you. We all know that the brain, the amygdala, is always to protect, and is always in the survival mode. But sometimes it overprotects you. Now, what are those hidden triggers people missed? One of those hidden triggers that people miss is the tone of your voice. That sound that look like past authority figure. Do you know that people that live in homes where their parents yell a lot, they find out that even when they start living alone, they just yell? Why? Because it's something that they grew up hearing. And for those that live in a calm home, in a calm environment, and their parents talk calmly, they talk calmly at the end of the day. Or maybe you live in a home where you have a lot of number, you have plenty brothers and sisters, or you have a very large family. And because you have large family, and most times when you're talking, when people are talking, they feel people don't hear them, so they're trying to be louder. At the end of the day, you grew up talking loud. These are the tone of your voice. Number two, feeling of being ignored. The feeling of being ignored. That triggers, that thing that actually trigger abandonment wound. Those wounds that you have. Maybe you grew up in a home that you were never cared for. Maybe there's something that you actually need when you were growing up, but your parents hardly provide for you. Or there's a wound. Maybe you grew up in a home where, I have a friend actually that told me that she has PTSD for roaches. You know why? She grew up in a home where they have, they grew up in the city. And because they grew up in the city, they had a lot of roaches while they were in their little apartment as at that. So now she cannot stay where she sees roaches. She's always scared. Whenever she's scared about roaches, she's running away from roaches. She's doing this and doing that. Number two, feeling ignored. Feeling ignored. It could be triggers abandonment wound. There are wounds that were unhealed, wounds that you grew up having, wounds of abandonment, things that happened in the past. They could make you feel really, really ignored. Number 3 is criticism, even as little as small criticism. Maybe you were never acknowledged as a child in your home. Your parents are always complaining or criticizing whatever you do. You find out that at the end of the day, you just find out that you are always criticizing, no matter how little you are criticizing. This links to shame or rejection. You're always being rejected. You're always being shamed for little or tiny little things that probably you didn't even know you did. Yeah. Another thing is lack of control. Lack of control. Those lack of control could signal, they could be triggers for anxiety. When you lack control, it makes you really, really anxious. Number 5 is silence. You feel like you are being called for punishment or rejection. And because of that, you are always silent. Maybe in your home while you were growing, they were always shutting you down whenever you want to say something. And because of that, you grew up being quiet, even when you know that you are not supposed to be quiet in a particular matter. You just find out that you are being quiet. When another 6th thing is when you are being misunderstood. When you are being misunderstood, it triggers frustration. It triggers defensiveness. My little boy of 5, whenever he's speaking and he notices you don't understand whatever he's saying and probably you are not listening, he gets frustrated. He will tell you, "Mom, you're not listening," and then he wants to yell. Number 7, it could be change in plans. When you have change in plans, it triggers instability or fear. What are those hidden triggers people miss? Number 1 hidden trigger people miss is the tone of your voice. The tone of your voice could sound like past authority figure. Number 2 is feeling ignored. Feeling ignored triggers abandonment wounds. Number 3 is criticism, even small criticism. This can be linked to shame, it can be linked to rejection. Number 4 is lack of control. Lack of control triggers anxiety. When you find out that you are not in control of a particular situation, you are very anxious. You are very anxious. Your anxiety level is very high. Number 5 is silence. Silence can feel like punishment or rejection. Sometimes you may be in a discussion mode, and this is something that you know you would have been able to contribute to, have a normal conversation, but you decided to be silent. And when you are silent because probably you grew up in a home where you were always being shut down. And because you were always being shut down, you just don't want to say anything. And that way, it feels like rejection. You're scared because you don't want to be rejected. Number 6 is being misunderstood. Being misunderstood could trigger frustration and defensiveness. When you are saying something and somebody is not understanding you, you try to explain further, and you been explaining further, you become defensive, you become frustrated. My 5-year-old boy, if he's talking and he notices you don't understand what he's saying, he gets frustrated, and you see him trying to yell or perform or do one tantrum or the other. Why? Because he feels you are not understanding him. The next thing he could say, Mom, you're not listening. And he wants to be aggressive. Number 7 is change in plans. Change in plans could trigger instability or fear. You are scared of the unknown. Because why? You feel you're not organized or prepared for that particular thing. Whenever you feel this, you have to pause often and say to yourself, notice if this resonates with you. Pause often and say, notice if this resonates with you. Now, what is that brain side that triggers all this? Number 1 is the amygdala. We all know that the amygdala is our threat detector. It's always the security officer of the brain, always looking for safety, always looking for survival. Number 2 is the fast emotional reaction. When somebody says something, you react so fast. Why? Because you want to be safe. You feel you want to be safe. You feel you're not being protected enough. The logical brain shuts down at this process. It shuts down so fast. Your brain reacts before you think. Your brain reacts before you think. The Bible told us that we should guard our hearts with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. You have to guide yourself. You have to know what to say per time. So how do you identify and manage this trigger? Now, number 1 is pause. You ask yourself this question: what am I feeling right now? Number 2, ask, what does this remind me of? What does this remind me of? Number 3, you have to name it. Name that situation. Name that reaction. Are you angry? Are you scared? Is it fear? Is it fear? Is it rejection? What is going on? Name it. If you don't name a thing, you cannot tame it. Number 4, you have to regulate it. Deep breathing. You have to do some deep breathing. You have to step away. You have to pray. You can even walk. Take a walk. Do some exercises. The number 5 thing you need to do is you need to respond. You don't need to react. You need to respond. You don't need to react. You don't need to react. Your reaction does not define you, but they reveal what needs healing. You are not too emotional. You are responding from unhealed places. And once you become aware, you can finally take your power back. If this spoke to you, comment aware below. Share this with someone who needs healing. And follow for more real conversation about mental health and addiction recovery, healing conversation. Thank you so much for having me. I am Nurse Obi again. Please do subscribe to this channel. Thank you. I'll see you in my next one.